it's a little bit different for me than most other guys who try to start their own business. Some people start their own business from scratch. Some people buy into the business. Some people inherit the business, right? Some people's dad owned the business for several years. They worked for their dad, and eventually they took over the reins. So by the time they took over the reins, like there was already a blueprint set up. There was already systems set in place. And for me, that wasn't the case. I was basically learning from scratch, looking at YouTube videos on guys starting business. I mean, from plumbing to HVAC to electrical, even landscapers, and seeing how they run their businesses and their invoices. The real difference for me was my family, the involvement of my family, my kids. So people say, man, if you work all the time, you don't spend time with your family. That's not true. Man, I spend 80 hours a week with my kids.
You know, that's what I said. When we were talking on one of the other shows, I said, well, you know, they were talking about your work-life balance. And I was like, but his kids are there. I mean, he's with his children. So in one way, you are actually together more than you would be otherwise.
Yeah, I spend more time with my kids. I have more FaceTime with my sons, and with my wife. My wife is on the phone every day with me. She's our dispatcher. Or my kids like to call her the Nazi, because she will send you so many calls. And my brother says your wife has these large goals, and she's going to make sure you get them for her.
Oh, I like that. So
yeah,
it's kind of a cool system right there.
Yeah, and so this business will eventually go on to my kids, but my kids are learning the trade, and there's only so many things you can focus on to get decent at. And so right now I need them to learn the technical stuff, and as a dad I kind of hold back my kids a little bit, because we were talking about the brazing one time, and like I had to try to supervise everything, and for me, the brazing part is just such a dangerous part of the trade for guys. Most of them are like, no, it's not that bad. Well, you've been doing it for a long time. It's hard for me to let go of that, relinquish that one really specific duty for them, because I'm worried. I'm not worried about just them, but them, the house, the business. If we burn somebody's house down, we could hurt somebody, we can hurt them, we can lose the business.
Yeah, I understand that. Whenever you had said that before, that's what caught my attention too. Because I was like, okay, well, they've got to learn somewhere. That's why I've asked you that follow-up question about how do you train them. And, I understand that, because the first few times I brazed, it was horrible. It was really, really bad. But eventually these are going to be the people that run your business. So there's a point in which you have to say, okay, whatever happens, happens. I guess we got to let them do it.
Yeah.